Hi guys, this is a new video and it's a very quick introduction into light. So light is probably the most important element when taking photographs. If we haven't got light, we can't take a photograph. No one can take a photograph without some kind of illumination. Most of you will recognise this statue. This is the statue in St. Peter's Square opposite the church. So what I did here was I took a photograph of the statue from 4 different points of the statue at the same time of day. So you can see the one on the left, it's nicely illuminated, but you can see some shadows on it. Then I walked around to the other side and took it from the other side, so I'm shooting into the sun now, so you can see that the photograph is quite silhouetted because the light is behind it. Even more so on this right hand side, so the light is obviously behind this particular photograph. So if we look again at this one, if you look at where the light is hitting the statue, in actual fact the light is over here. So it's off to the right hand corner of this photograph. So we haven't got a true silhouette, but we've certainly got a much darker shadow, much darker statue that's in shadow. And on the left hand side, where do you think the light is coming from? Look at where the shadows are lying, the direction. Basically, again, this is coming from the left hand side. If you remember, I've walked around the photograph, but look at the sky. The sky on the left is very dark blue because I'm shooting away from the sun. When you're near the sun goes much paler because the light is fading it out. So on the right hand side of this picture here, we've got the light just peeping in and it's behind the statue, so that's creating a silhouette. You can just see it glancing off the leg of the horse. And on the left hand side, you can see very clearly that the light is almost hitting this horse directly. There's a bit of a shadow, so it's coming from up here. And again, note the colour and the difference in the colour of the sky. So walking around a subject can create 4 different looking photographs from the same subject. So when you start to take photographs, I want you to start looking at where the light direction is. Where's the light falling onto your subject? Where are the shadows being created? Sunset and sunrise are really good, lovely times of day to take a photograph. Here you can see that the sunlight is very low in the sky, so it's casting shadows across the top of the sand in the water, and it's put this fort into a silhouette. So the light is over here somewhere. You often get beautiful sunsets and sunrises in the winter, and you tend to see them more because obviously they're earlier. I would definitely try and get some lovely sunset or sunrise photographs. This is a photograph taken by literally turning around at the same time and photographing away from the sun. So you can see how the sun is still catching the top of this sign here, but everything is dark. Now, I saw this fisherman on the beach, different time of day, but again at low light, so the sun is behind him, so therefore this has become a silhouette, and I liked the angle of the rods and the stand that he had them on. I did ask him to pose for this photograph and I have sent it to him. But you can see here leading lines, and the composition is right bang smack in the middle. But what I just loved is that central impact of a fisherman standing there. Pockets of light can often come through foliage and trees, and in the case here of this particular goose, it just happened to be standing in a spotlight. All the other geese you can't really see because the trees have covered them up. Try and see if you can find something that's spotlit by a gap in the clouds or a gap in the trees, and it can make for a really lovely photograph. So start to look at where the light is coming from. Check for shadows. Are you blocking your own light? Have you put a shadow on the subject that you're taking? Do you want to do that? If so, take the photo. If not, move. Stop and notice the direction of light. Your challenge is to take 4 photographs of the same subject by walking around it and shooting it from 4 different angles. Imagine you're doing it from 4 different points of the compass: north, south, east and west. Look at the differences in the sky colour. Look at the differences in how it affects your subject. Does it go dark? Does it go light? Where are the shadows on it? And start to look for spotlights, such as the one on the geese or such as the one coming through the trees. We've all seen those beautiful photographs where light is streaming through the trees. Start looking for those too. As always, those 4 photos need to be sent to tina@tinaknowles.co.uk.